All right, you know what? I think it's game time. So you put that over there. I'm just having a good time eating on those fries that I made earlier. So in this video, it is going to be chips, and I should get the chips, right? If we're gonna make the chips, because I'm pretty sure you've heard of kale chips. We've all heard of kale chips. But in this video, next level, you're back inside, so I should probably close this door. If that's the case. But yeah, we've all heard of kale chips, but have you ever heard of Central Market Organic Baby Sweet Leaf Spring Blend chips? Probably not. So a medley of seasonal tender greens delivering a balance of traditional sweet leaf mix with a subtle twist of adventure. Boy, and that's what we call marketing. All right, quite a bit of things in here. So yeah, if you don't have an HEB where you live, then hey, it's kind of a Texas thing. They might have HEBs in other places, but we're in Texas. So we've got your basic ingredients here. So other than your leaves, your greens, we are going to use a little bit of oil, right? You can use whatever kind of oil you want. If you don't want to use oil, you can do that as well. So that's why I got two little containers here. One I'm going to use oil with, and the other I'm not going to use oil. That way we can do it both ways, so you can see that it can be done both ways for those people who are trying to stay away from oil. Me personally, I don't have an issue with the fats. Obviously, if you are eating whole foods, then like I said in a previous video, I think I said it in a previous video, I said it to myself for sure. So you could just eat olives, and the door was open, so there's flies in here and I got the lights on. So anyway, but yeah, you could just eat olives and get the olive oil. You could just eat avocado and get the avocado oil, etc., etc. But you know, it is cool. We got all these technologies nowadays, and you can extract the oils from these plants and just have a good time with it. I mean, you can use it as a lotion, use it to nourish the hair, use it for food, whatever you want. But we're going to use a little bit of oil. We're going to use the pink Himalayan salt. We're going to use some of this right here, which is some Weber Chicago steak seasoning. It smells pretty good, and the ingredients seem good enough for me to, you know, even though I am making these videos to kind of reach out to people who don't eat the way that I do, I'm only willing to go so far. Because see, usually when you think about chips, there's barbecue chips. People like barbecue chips. So I was going to use this Texas style barbecue hickory rub right here. But the first two ingredients are sugar. It's brown sugar, and then the second ingredient is sugar. And that's a little bit much for me. I'm not willing to go that far. So not going to use that one. But people like steak, so I'm going to use some steak seasoning. You don't usually see that with chips, but hey, the best chips that are out there are the ones that, you know, don't mind to be a little different. But anyway, yeah, trying to show you right there. So top that off. And then we're just gonna, we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of oil in this one. But before I get my hands all oily, let's open everything else up, because it'll just be a little less messy that way. But like that, and you just mix that all up, and then a little bit of salt in there. Mix it up, mix it up. When you think about it, if you don't use oil, seasoning's probably not going to stick to it that well, but we're going to try it anyway. All right, I think that's good enough. And what we are going to do is move over to the air fryer and continue this little party. Now, here we are with the Power XL air fryer, which is a pretty nice invention. Before I even ever saw an air fryer, I remember I was working at Kroger and I saw this pack of the prepackaged chicken, like the red pack one. But yeah, it was like air fried chicken, and I was like, what? Because I had never heard of an air fryer before, but that was my first introduction to an air fryer. We're just gonna, kind of mix it up a little bit more, give it a little toss. I already done this, so I don't have to keep doing it, but So we're gonna go with the ones that have the oil on it first. So turn it on, starts off at 370, and press go. And it starts off at 15 minutes, so I'm gonna come back and check it periodically and see how it's turning out, and then I will show you how this simple making kale chips can be. Okay, so it's only been about 2 minutes, and I'm glad I came and checked on this because some of the chips are pretty much ready, and then some of the other things are not yet ready. So, but it tastes pretty good. I got some of the juice on my fingers and was like, so it tastes pretty good right now. I'm gonna let it sit in here for probably another minute or two. Like I said, some of them are kind of done. Some of them aren't, like the spinach, that's not done yet, but it's getting there. So just keep an eye on it. For the next batch here, I'm gonna turn this down because 370 seems like a little bit high. I kind of want to, slow roast it. But yeah, we'll be back and I'll let you see what I get. So it started off with 15 minutes. As you can see, it's on 11. So it's been in there about 3-ish something minutes. And let me bring it closer to the light. And you can see the goodness that we got right there. So yeah, these are pretty much done. Let me go ahead and transfer these. If I feel on them, yeah, they've got that chippiness to them. I'm bringing it over here just so everyone can see it a little bit better, but I don't know if y'all can hear that. Hold on, you hear that? Definitely does not sound like normal veggies. It's kind of got that chippy sound to it. I want to make sure I get all of this out. Dude, that's freaking good. Yeah, I mean, these are looking pretty good. And at 370, it only took about 3 minutes, a little bit over 3 minutes to get it here to this point. And yeah, honestly, this tastes wonderful. It's nice and flavorful. I can taste the saltiness, and I can taste the veggie-ness about it. Yo, these are good. I'd eat these all day. Yeah. That's a good one. These are actually good. Oh my goodness, it just melts in your mouth. And obviously, if you want it a little bit more crispy, crunchy, you could leave it in there. Well, at 370, you probably just leave it in there for an extra minute. I'm gonna go do the other ones now, which don't have the oil on them. And I'm gonna turn the temperature down a little bit. And we're gonna see how that turns out for everyone who wants to make these without using oil. Okay, so that's actually super funny. I was listening to there was this sound coming from the air fryer, and I was thinking, oh, that's just the juices, being cooked, but I didn't hear that the first time. So when I finally went to pull it, because I said, this one I left in for a little over 4 minutes, about 4 or 5 minutes. This one was in there, even though I dropped the temperature down to 300 instead of 370. This one still, you know, pretty quickly was able to chipify these. But yeah, I was hearing this sound coming from there, and I was thinking to myself, well, it doesn't have much time left to go, so let me check on it. And when I opened it, chips were flying around because it's a vortex type of thing. So the heat's kind of going in a vortex, and then that's how you know your chips are done, because they're so light now that they're just gonna fly away with all that energy that's moving around in there. So yeah, these are done. And see what they look like there. See, now when you lower the heat, it retains more of the color, but it still has that same look and feel to it, and same taste. See, that's nice. It still has a nice flavor to it. And yeah, I didn't even add salt to this. It still has a nice little flavor to it, because realistically, all vegetables are a little bit of salty, you know? Your green vegetables, your leaves, they do have sodium in there already. So realistically, if you don't want to add salt, you don't have to add salt. If you don't want to add oil, then you don't have to add oil. It's really just up to you. Of course, you know, if you're kind of more on the, you know, less salt and less oil type of thing, then by all means, as you've seen in this video, it can be done both ways. But yeah, this tastes just as good as the other ones did. And you know, some of them still need to be cooked a little bit more, but that's fine. For the most part, it's mostly done. Even the bigger leaves, like that. I got that steak seasoning on there. That's not half bad. So yeah, that's pretty good. And that's pretty, you know, like I said, it takes about, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes to prep this, and it takes another 3 to 4 minutes in the air fryer to, you know, chipify these. Now, for all my raw friends and family out there, if you have a dehydrator, which I do not, but if you have a dehydrator, then you could do this exact same thing, but with a dehydrator. Now, that's going to take longer, most likely, but it will be more along the lines of the raw foodist. So whether you are raw or not, you can make you some chips, not just kale chips, you know, spinach chips, butter, lettuce chips, all, you know, any kind of green you want. I really hope y'all were able to hear that. These are chips. And this is good, quick, easy, simple. And for anyone who's looking for ideas about things to be able to make, if you want to have a little fun in the kitchen with your food, then hey, make you some chips. So that's the video. Go check out the plant-based cooking playlist for more ideals on meals and things that you could do, okay, to increase the light within you. So that's the video. I will catch y'all in I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.